Hello everyone, I'm Duke James. This is Fez. Alright, so I conquered a bunch of Saharan provinces in the last episode, I believe. I've given those to Sanhaja. They should hopefully have a better time dealing with these. Maybe. I think they're accepted cultures for them for the most part, although these are also different religions. Which is not good, because I don't think they're going to be able to convert those, but I don't think I would be able to convert them anyway. It looks like they have a couple rebellions, but they're below 50%. So I have to just keep those in mind, especially since I don't get reminders of those up here. So those might sneak up on me, but I should be able to deal with them before they actually do anything substantial. I'm also building a fort here. Building a fort there and a fort here in Sanhaja's capital, so that should prevent Mali from getting to my provinces. And there's a fort over here already, so that should cover our provinces pretty nicely and prevent any north-south, any easy north-south movement. Looking at Sanhaja, they actually make about 6 ducats. Which we make 9 ducats, so I imagine this is because of the tribes. Because I looked at the tribes after we did our war with Mali, and we're making 57 ducats right now from the tribes, or the nomads, but after that war with Mali, we were making like 170 for a year. 170 ducats, so it spiked, probably because they make money from loot, and then they pay a percentage of their wealth. So their wealth must have spiked for that period after the war with Mali. So looting, if you have clans, is definitely really good. Because you should be able to make a significant chunk of money after the war's over, in addition to the money that you get from looting as well. I went ahead and selected some provinces. All of these provinces have above 5 urban development, but they do not have carpet industries. Actually, Fez doesn't have carpet industries either. I'm going to open up a carpet industry in Fez. I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Yeah, there's only 13 slots in Fez, so there's 16 total. There's no ship industry here, which I don't think I can actually build one. So I think a carpet industry there would be nice. All these other provinces don't have carpet industries. So I have 2 carpet industries right now. It's Tlemcen, which makes about 60 ducats from their carpet industry. And then there's, I think this province up here has a carpet industry as well, which makes 40 ducats from their industry. Carpets use fiber. Carpet industries use fiber. Their input is fiber. Their output is luxury goods. So for the carpet industry in this province, they consume 9.5 units of fiber, and they produce 3 and some change worth of luxury goods. So we should be able to produce a lot of luxury goods. So I'm going to open up carpet industries in all these provinces. Carpets require 5 urban development, and the continent has to be MENA or Central Asia. Which I assume that MENA, the last bit, is Africa, Middle East, North Africa. That's what I assume that is. So I'm going to open those up there. I'm going to look at the census for a second. Specifically fiber. So we produce 87 units of fiber, and we demand 162 units of fiber. So we're about pretty bad. That is pretty bad. I know fiber, I think Italy produces a decent amount of fiber in the Tyrrhenian. I think Lombardia, Piedmont and Lombardia produce a lot of fiber, so if I can get access to this node, that would be good for my fiber purposes. I'll probably also go and see if any of my provinces right now don't have fiber industries and open those up, probably off camera though. Alright, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build pathing in Fez. Fez has pathing level 2, so I'm going to build pathing level 3, because I have some money in the treasury. It's going to cost about 700 ducats, 28 units. We do 2 units per year. I think labor demand is peasantry. That'll probably be the only building that I do for right now, and probably the foreseeable future. Alright, the truce with Tlemcen ends March 1390. They haven't allied anybody else, so they'd be an easy target to remove from the map, because they're just allied with Jared. And their provinces cost 54%, so I should be able to remove them. Looks like Tunis and Granada would probably be pissed at me. Mali might get near a coalition. Everybody else is pretty fine. I think a Granada-Tunis coalition really doesn't matter all that much, so... Especially with my current allies, Castile, Aragon, and the Ottoman Empire. I don't think they would actually fight me. Granada would get crushed by Castile. And Aragon. They would just steamroll them. I'm going to do a claim on this province, because it's the Tlemcen's most prosperous province. Alright, the other thing is the burghers have... You can give them privileges. I mentioned this in my Hungary campaign, but I haven't actually done it yet. There's one that reduces corruption by 0.1 per year. You end all state interference and regulation of guilds, providing the burghers with complete autonomy and organization and governance. I didn't notice if that actually did anything but in the Hungary campaign, but I don't think it does. So I think it just reduces corruption as far as I can tell. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, because it also gives 10% loyalty. So our corruption should be decreasing. The other thing is there's granting exemptions regarding embargoes. So we would get global trade power plus 10%. Our embargo efficiency would drop 50%, but I don't think that really matters all that much. I'm going to give that to them because I want to go ahead and take commercial property. And I've waited this long to take commercial property because trade has a tendency to fluctuate in income. Some years you'll make 200 ducats from trade, and then other years you'll lose money. So it's probably not a good thing to take first. If I have other property producing income, it can kind of smooth out those negative years. Which I have enough money in the treasury right now, and I make 9 ducats, so I think it would be good for me to go ahead and do that right now and take commerce from the burghers. So the burghers will lose loyalty, 15 loyalty, 1 consultation, 20 relations between the metropolitans and the state. So I gave them those 2 privileges, so that takes care of the burgher loyalty drop. The bureaucrats are pleased, so we would actually lose 5 corruption and increase relations between the bureaucrats and the state, which I've actually never seen that before. But, I mean, we lose 5 corruption, so that's nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, that was actual top-level corruption, too. We dropped from 42 to 37. We're actually increasing corruption now. There is, corruption-wise, there's still pompous court, sophisticated emissaries, and familial appointments, which adds 1.75 corruption. So I can't remove any privileges right now because the nobility have more than 60% influence. Once that decreases, I think I'll try to get rid of one of those to reduce corruption. Corruption isn't a huge thing anymore because they halved the negative bits of it. So 37 corruption is worth about 18.5 corruption in 2.5 in terms of the negative effects. Because global trade power is decreased by 18%, so it's no longer 100% what it was before. So 37 corruption probably looks horrible, but it's actually comparable to about 18. But it's still something you want to get down. So this one, 40 noble loyalty, you would lose 0.5 corruption every year. And then I think this one, you would reduce corruption. Diplomatic service. Okay, looks like the corruption actually remains. This one would give me a diplomat, though, if I got rid of it. That's pretty much the main benefit there. Which, before I get rid of diplomacy, probably want to try to get that to keep 3 diplomats. Here we go. I think this is probably a good one, because it gives negative 10% aristocratic influence. There's negative base relations between the aristocrats and the state, but then it also gives negative 0.25 yearly corruption, negative 0.5 prestige decay. So this would help the bureaucrats stay in power. I think most of these are actually pretty good. There's only a couple that I really wouldn't think that are very important, which is this one. This one just gives you extra manpower. If you really need manpower, it would be good to get rid of that, but I think we're good on manpower. Maximum manpower is 31,000. And then there's processing monopoly and game monopoly. Probably these two aren't, I wouldn't think, are not huge needs to get rid of. And the forestry monopoly as well. So these 4 really are things that I'll either ignore or do later when they have nothing left, really, because these other ones are in my opinion a lot more important to remove as soon as possible. So I went ahead and took the commerce property. We're at negative 3 consultation, which I think giving the burghers some of these things over here would improve the consultation. Investments. Okay. Small amounts. Some industrial investments. 37 ducats into agriculture and Arif. That's pretty much it for that round. We did spend that 600 ducats, so that's about 60 ducats less to invest. I do plan on attacking Granada. I'm going to call on Aragon. Aragon is fighting Arborea, Genoa, Perugia, and Montferrat. Also, interestingly, Pisa was able to conquer Florence. Looks like Pisa has gotten rid of the rebels, but they can't take back the province. They took Florence and Volterra. Don't really see that often. But they're not going to be able to take that province back right now. I think I'm going to start doing full grain provisions because I have the money for it. National unrest, -3. Stability increase interval, -30%. The peasants don't die as often. Recent reforms are gone, so I could right now do bureaucratize indirect taxation. -10% plus 30% times state reach base indirect tax efficiency. It allows salt excises, timber excises, substance excises, and alcohol excises plus 0.5 base welfare. I think I can already do those taxes because I make a lot of money from salt excises, so I'm not sure what that really does. I have salt excises already. Those taxes are already being collected. In order to do this, I would have to wait to +1 stability, otherwise everybody in my country would hate me, which I don't want. Looks like the clergy have tax exemptions and service exemptions. They're at 89%. I can't give them any favors yet, but I think when I can give them favors, I'll take one of those away. Probably the tax. And then give them those bonuses. Those favors. They don't call them favors, but they call them supports. Our property maintenance is now 0.447, so it is increasing. We pay 1.4 admin towards salt excises. Most of our mill power goes to tribal hosts. A tiny little bit goes to levies, so the nobles really aren't giving us much manpower right now. Probably because of that privilege. Yeah, they're at Noble Service 4, which gives plus 80% mana cost for noble levies and negative 80% times noble loyalty state manpower from nobility. That's fine, because we're at 30,000 as it is right now, so I'll just continue to not get stuff from them. It's not a huge thing in my opinion. I am going to take the next diptech, because then we would unlock Dow Raiders, which are light ships. I want to see, I'm curious as to how much money we can get from privateering, because we have this thing that's privateer efficiency plus 30%. I don't think it's going to be much. Don't think it's going to be much at all, but I'd like to see 24 ducats. Let's build it right there. Aragon cannot conquer. Not only can they not conquer them, they've lost a province to them, to Genoa. They suck. Alright, I'm going to attack Tlemcen immediately right now, actually, so they don't have time to re-ally Tunis. Let's send a couple of the undrilled troops over here. Take those. Swing these guys up here. Alright, our ruler died. This guy was a 0.26, so he's now at 235. So our mill skill dropped 1, our admin skill increased 2, and our dip skill increased 1. Unfortunately, he is paranoid, so we lose a diplomatic relation. Go ahead and begin a new alignment, which would give negative 50% progress towards stability, which would put us at -1 stability and keep us farther from bureaucratizing indirect taxation, or continue with the current leadership, which would make everybody mad. If I begin a new alignment, I would align with the bureaucrats. These guys are also 48 years old, so they're probably going to die soon. And that would... Aligning with the bureaucrats would piss off the aristocrats, but it would also should also reduce their influence. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, the bureaucrats gain 20 influence. For negative 20 relations between the aristocrats and the state, I think we're pretty good there. We're at 47, so that'll drop a little bit, but the bureaucrats should take over. Because I think the aristocrats should lose for the bureaucrats to gain, and then we'll get access to younger advisors. Alright, there we go. The bureaucrats have taken over. Material cost for projects, negative 10%. Yearly corruption plus 0.10. Monthly autonomy change, negative 0.1. Go ahead and hire those bureaucrats. 38, 36, 32. Promote them to level 2. I don't think I can sell ships when I'm at war. I'll have to wait after this war. I'm going to do light looting because I want the... stuff. We have no... We have no morale. Also no ruler. I want to make my ruler a general. Alright, he is a 4-5-3-1. He's a 3-star general. They have a 1-0. I think even with no... We're also pretty well drilled, so I think even with no morale, we should hopefully win this. Wow, we annihilated them. Okay. Wasn't really expecting that. Let's go ahead and take... That's what, a level 4? Because it's now their capital, which is annoying. Let's go ahead and do... these guys. They'll take that. And these guys can focus on that. Bring these guys over here. Polish-Lithuanian Union. Okay, 1390. Polish-Lithuanian Union happened. That should help Poland stay alive. Let's reduce our fleet maintenance. We're making 15 ducats. Yeah, our property income is now 287, so it's one of those good years for trade income. I imagine next year we're going to make practically nothing from trade, so that should drop a lot. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this part and continue in the next one. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.